This is Caps PA announcer Wes Johnson, and you're listening to Board the Pod.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new edition of What the Puck. It is a Washington Capitals podcast, which means it's a podcast about your 2018 Stanley Cup champions. Thank you all for listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Player.fm, Overcast, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube. Well, we are in November. Can you guys believe it? November 2nd already? I mean, that's when we're recording. We're recording on Tuesday. You'll listen to it at a later date, but still, I mean, November 2nd. So let's see. News should break tomorrow around 9 a.m. So November 3rd, the whole team's going to change. But anyway.
Wolf traded for Crosby.
Yep, that's what it is. Ovi and Crosby on the same team. But hey, here we are. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to What the Puck. Lots of stuff to talk about. Joining me, as always, Coach Stan. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Caps are looking good. Unfortunately, the Caps did get their first regulation loss this season.
Boo!
And if you read any of the blogs or listen to any of the other Caps podcasts out there, they talked about how the Caps didn't get it.
How dare you?
I know we're your first choice to listen to.
How dare you listen to... I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's what other sports podcasts think out there. They're like, why would you listen to two shows about the thing that you enjoy? Stop it. Only listen to us. That was the old way of thinking like 5 years ago before everyone had a podcast.
There is enough time for everyone.
That's true. That's true. But if you're listening to other podcasts, if you're reading other blogs, that kind of stuff out there, everyone was saying, oh, the Caps went through all of October without a regulation loss. But while that is a nice stat to say, like, they didn't really start playing until like mid-October. So really, it's only been like 2 weeks.
And it's not like they didn't have any losses. Like, they definitely should have more points than they have right now.
I mean, they lost like what, 3 points technically. They're 3 points shy of where they could be right now.
I mean,
well, I guess 5 now because of the Tampa loss.
Yeah, I mean yes, they've had 3 overtime losses in games they probably should have come away with a win. They've had, they're 5-1-3. It's not bad. 13 points. They're 3 points behind Carolina, who is in first. Tied with the Rangers for second in the division. So, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. But I'd like to start seeing, I mean, they lost to the defending champions, who are struggling right now. Or they were struggling recently, sorry. But I would like to see them play a little bit better. When you go up against Tampa Bay and your first goal is a fluke, I don't know if that game is quite as close as it looked. Yes, the Capitals had a lot of offense, but producing a lot of offense and not getting any goals for it is a problem. You take a shot on net, but there's no traffic in front, or it's easy for the goalie to see it. That only does you so much. If you're getting shots on net, they need to be good shots on net, high-quality chances, not just throwing the puck at the goalie and hoping for the best, which is not what we're seeing in every game. It's still early in the season, so there's still time to turn things around. Only 9 games in. We have plenty of hockey to play.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot, there's still some work for this team to figure things out. But they're in a good spot. Carolina's not going to go undefeated, even though they are 8-0. They are one of only 2 teams left that have yet to get a regulation loss. Florida. Not 8-0-1 right now. What?
That's
the Panthers?
And that's the Caps' next spot. It's the next spot to stop at. So
Florida, the central of hockey in the U.S. somehow.
Some people were saying that if they would have taken out Tampa Bay in that first round last year, that they may have been the ones to hoist the cup last year.
Yeah.
But that's a big what if. It's like that new Marvel show that's on Disney+.
I enjoyed that show.
I watched 2 episodes. Wasn't a big fan. Thought it was okay.
I think I'm more of a comic book superheroes guy than you.
Probably a little bit. But I did watch the zombie one. I thought that one was fun.
That was clever.
Yeah. But anyway, so let's get back to some hockey talk here. So, yeah, the Caps, you said 9 games in, but the Caps are only short 5 points, which is good. I mean, overall, they've looked great. Or not great. They look good. They're still trying to find out who they are. And it's kind of hard to do that when you have your lineup constantly changing only a couple weeks into the season. Unfortunately, since we talked last, we've got Backstrom, who is still out. He did travel with the team, which is a good sign, but he's still out. But now Nic Dowd is on IR, and so is TJ Oshie. Unfortunately, those three guys are out, but that does give us, the fans, an opportunity to see what's been being well done, I guess, in Hershey, overcooked. Down in Hershey, we're actually getting to see some new names. We got to learn how to pronounce some new names on this team now.
Yeah, I mean, so far we've had 3 players that have made their NHL debuts this season. We saw Hendrix Lapierre play beforehand. We've now seen Brett Leeson, who got his first NHL goal, so congratulations to him in the Tampa game. He got a little bit of help from Victor Hedman, but whatever, I'll take it.
And a little bit of help from Yevgeny Kuznetsov, too, setting him up. So we got to give Kuzi a little bit of credit there. Kuzi's looked good this year.
Yes, we can talk about Kuznetsov in a moment if you'd like,
Yes.
because he's definitely gotten people to shut up, including yours truly.
Yeah.
But we also have to give recognition to Alexei Protas, who made his NHL debut in the game against Tampa. And I forget who tweeted this out, but it is one of the first times in a long time the Caps have had 3 players all over 6'5".
Oh, really?
Protas is tall, Leeson's tall. I forget who the other person was.
That's a Brian McClellan team right there.
Schultz, maybe? But then you have, and that doesn't even include Tom Wilson, who's like 6'4". So, I don't know, it's just kind of interesting in terms of they had a bunch of tall players. And, these are young guys, and they got to find their way in the league, and they're probably just getting a cup of coffee right now. Because, we talked about Dowd being on IR, but that's retrospective. So, he's able to come off of IR as early as Thursday in the game against Florida. Oh. So, even though he's on IR, he can still come back in time for that game. I think that was more of a paper move to be able to bring someone up, and that they saw the opportunity to have him come back in. Oshie's week to week, so he's going to be out for a little while.
Yeah.
Which I think means either Leeson or Protas is likely sticking around for a bit. But I do think at some point in the near future, we're going to see Hendrix Lapierre make his way back to juniors hockey, go dominate there, continue his development, make the team next season. But for now, Oshie's going to be out for a little while. Do you think he hurt his foot or his ankle, whatever it was, when he fell down to save his kid when he slipped outside of his house? Did you see that video?
I saw that video, and you got to give the guy some credit. He's definitely working the hands.
Well
there.
done.
Yeah, absolutely well done. But no, I think it was in that game up against, was it Detroit or was it the Ottawa game where he got hurt? I think he started missing the Detroit game, so I want to say it was in Ottawa if my memory serves me correctly. But yeah, it sucks because Oshie we have these young guys on here now, and Oshie's kind of been like the gatekeeper almost for these young guys. It's not Ovechkin, it's Oshie who's kind of putting his arm around them and showing them what to do and how to act at the NHL level. So Oshie's a very intricate part of this team, so to not have him there day to day really sucks. And like you said, he is week to week, which makes me think, I don't know if it's a clean break of an ankle, but he's in a walking boot. Something's definitely wrong with his ankle, his foot. So, I mean, that really sucks. Oshie's a huge part of this team. But, again, it's a good opportunity for some young guys to come up. And with Protas coming up, such a weird name, and making his debut, Hendrix Lapierre was a healthy scratch. And since we are his 10 games in, 9 games in, 10 games in, whatever it is, I think by the time you hear this podcast, he might be on his way to juniors again, because I think his time is up at this point.
Yeah, and I think that's okay. I don't think that's going to hurt the team. I don't think that's going to hurt him in any way. It gives him an opportunity to continue his development in a league that he is going to do very well in, and I don't think it's going to stunt his development. I think having him play in DC and not actually be playing will stunt his development more than playing in a league that he's probably better than.
And it's probably nice to have him on this trip because he gets to enjoy the nice weather. He gets to enjoy some a plane ride instead of a bus trip. He gets to enjoy Florida a little bit. So it's kind of like, hey, here's this nice sunny weather. Oh, by the way, go back to Canada where it's negative 18 degrees. And
it is not that cold right now.
Enjoy the bus. That's what it's gonna feel like.
18 degrees. Calm down.
Big difference in Florida, though.
Well, yeah. That's true. No, I think that's just it's the right thing for him, and he'll play with the team next season likely, and then they get to keep doing what they're doing. He keeps developing. I'm not too worried about it. I'm sure it'll be a disappointment for him, but it's what the team needs to do it's the best thing for the team, the best thing for his development. It's better than having him sit up in the press box. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there. And, I think we're, 7 weeks away from World Juniors, so there's a good chance we're going to see him on the NHL Network very, very soon.
You might.
Got to get yourself a sling or something now.
I don't have that.
Got to get it just for 2 weeks. That's what I do. All right, so we talked about Oshie being out. We talked about Backstrom being out, which absolutely sucks. Nic Dowd being out. You said he could come back Thursday. That's a very good...
I think that's what I read.
Yeah, it's a good thing to hear, but I got to say, Nic Dowd, I don't ever want to disgrace the good name of Jay Beagle. I mean, he's so important to this Caps organization when he was here. I think he'll always be a Capital, but he was a guy that you could get him to do anything. He was very... versatile that way, but he was so good at the face-off dot, and that's what we're seeing at Nic Dowd. I mean, he's killing. He would kill penalties. He was great in the face-off dot. He's a fantastic talent. I kind of think that Nic Dowd is the Jay Beagle of this team right now.
I would agree with that. I mean, I really liked Beagle. I like what he brought to the team. There's a reason I have his Canucks t-shirt, and I'm
gotta get him an Arizona one now.
My wife would yell at me if I did it, but you don't need more t-shirts, which is true. But it's tempting because I really liked Beagle. But I think Dowd has stepped in. He's got the face-offs. He's that fourth line with him and Hathaway and Hagelin is just a very good line. That line is doing incredibly well together. I think that having Dowd out has definitely hurt this team because when you can apply the kind of pressure that line does together and do it consistently, it's only beneficial for your team. And having him out has been a bit unfortunate. He does great on the PK, and they can provide you with a lot of pressure on another team's top line or second line, which only helps you in the long run. Did you know that I cannot find on Fans Edge? I don't know why I struggled to say that. I can't get a custom t-shirt with the old logo.
What do you mean, the old logo?
Well, like the one they're like coming back with. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I don't want to say it.
Oh, you're talking about the Coyotes logo.
Yeah. Sorry, the Coyotes logo.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Sorry, I just confused everyone. What is he talking about?
Yeah. I can't see your screen.
My bad. So that's what I was like while we were talking. I was like, I'm going to see if I can find one. But even if I got it, it was like $40, so not worth just having one because it's fun. I'm about to get a Caps Stanley Cup t-shirt for $3.60.
You might want to wait a month or so for that if you catch my drift.
All right. Deleting that one.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
They also have some Caps shorts. I've always wanted Caps shorts.
I used to get them at the equipment sale. Yeah, I used to get
pockets, and I see them right here for $21.
Yeah. You're on your own for that one.
They used to be $35. Who's buying shorts for $35?
I don't know. I that's why you go to the equipment sale.
You would if they were blue and had that W on there.
Yes, if that W was on anything, I would buy that absolutely. And I'm so happy to see the news that the Caps have announced that the W logo will be worn in 13 games this year.
God.
If you ask me, still not enough.
No
82 games. We want at least 56 of those games to be with that W logo.
Who's we?
We. That's what the W stands for. We.
No. No. Liar.
Is it okay that I made myself laugh on that one?
Yes, that was actually really clever. No. That was good. No. The W does not stand for we. You know what it stands for? It stands for weak. Because that's what that jersey is.
The W jersey will debut this season on Saturday, November 6th, up against the Philadelphia Flyers. They will be for 13 home games for this season, and they will still be around as the third jersey next year. as well.
We already knew that.
Yeah, but they just want
Didn't
you
we
to
already
know
know that? Wait, didn't we already know that?
Yeah,
Didn't
we
they
knew
announce
that.
that last year that we were going to have 3 years of this crap?
They did. They did announce, and then I think they're going to see how it goes, and then go, you know what? We're going to just keep these around forever, which is a good idea.
No, bring back the reverse retros. Those are awesome.
Nah, we don't need that. We did that. Well, actually, no. Keep this as the primary.
No,
Make a white
don't.
away, and then the reverse retro can be the third jersey. I'm fine with that. I can work with you.
No.
But when they wear these Blue W jerseys, there's going to be Blue W takeovers of games. There's going to be game presentation elements. Like, everything is changing when these jerseys come out.
So it's not Rock the Red anymore.
No. All fans will receive a blue light stick at the November 6th debut for as well.
Whoa. Exciting. I wouldn't mind switching up the actual like home and away jerseys. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, me too. It's time for a revamp. We've been over this a plethora of times. But they're doing some like community outreach with this W logo as well. I think you're going to see this all over the place. Like, you are going to see this on buses, on billboards around DC, all that kind of stuff. Like, this is, I honestly think this is a dry run to see how fans react to it. And if people dig it, then they will go with this W as the main logo. But the thing I don't like is they have something called Winfluencers. And that is
What?
Winfluencers are people that will share their experience of the W through their own eyes at the game or in their neighborhood, like on TikTok and stuff. So instead of an influencer, they're a winfluencer, which if you have that name or that title as your job, you're not winning at anything. Okay? It's not a job, not a real thing. So, hey, don't do it. Don't be a winfluencer. Unless the Caps would like to come to us and pay us to do this, then yes, we totally agree that we could be winfluencers any day of the week. Caps came here, offered you $20,000 an episode. All you got to do is wear that jersey on the Zoom. Would you do it?
A 20,000 episode? Yeah.
Okay, there you go. See? Winfluencer. Hashtag
I'd wear
us.
any team's jersey for $20,000 an episode.
If you want more information about the W jerseys, go to washcaps.com/blue jersey, and you get to hear about the jersey's history. And it shouldn't be that
what
long
history? It's been there for a year.
Shouldn't be that long of a read for that blog entry.
Like, let me have this website come up and done.
Yeah. And then you can look at the games, when you can wear your W jerseys and
Never.
all the time. I mean, my girlfriend just gave me one for my birthday, so we have matching ones, so we're going to have to go to a game with that. But Coach Dan and I also match because we both have red Carlson jerseys.
What?
Yeah, remember that? You and I, we both have Carlson jerseys. We got them in like May.
Jersey or t-shirt? Do I have
No, it's a full-on jersey.
Hang on.
Yeah, you go look in your closet. I know.
So I have a Marcus Washington jersey of the formerly known a different name, but Washington football team. There's a long spell where I forgot that I had that jersey. Oh yeah, I have a John Carlson jersey.
That's right, because I got you that and mailed it to you.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, 100% forgot about that. Like,
Also,
not even gonna lie, straight up forgot.
What else should we cover here in Caps World?
Ooh, let's see. Alex Ovechkin, Connor McDavid, and Frederick Anderson were named the NHL's 3 stars of the month. Ovechkin being number 1. He had something like 9 goals. It was insane.
Yeah,
in terms of his October.
Man on a mission.
I'd say so. He's NHL goal leaders. I forget how far he's away from. Isn't he? He's like right behind Brett Hall. He's 2 behind Brett Hall. So a nice game on Thursday in Florida. He could tie or pass Brett Hall. And then he's got a little bit of a ways to go. He's got 25 more to go to catch Yager. So by the end of the season, he actually could be in 3rd behind Gordie Howe and Wayne Gretzky.
What a group to be a part of.
Yeah, right. Listen to these names. You got Gretzky, Howe, Yager, Brett Hall, then Ovechkin, Marcel Dion, Phil Esposito, Mike Gartner, Messier, Yzerman. It's crazy. That's the top 10. To have a guy that's played on the Capitals that is now going to be clearly first ballot Hall of Fame and has done so much for the team and the organization is just, it's crazy.
Brought a Stanley Cup to the team for first time in team history. The only thing that eludes him right now, Olympic gold. That is the only thing.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
As a team, like individually, he's done everything he possibly can. Like this is the last thing he has to conquer is that Gretzky record. But as a team, he just needs that Olympic gold, and that's it.
Damn, he's going to be upset.
And if you actually think about it, if he does play, and I mean, he already made the team. Which did you see, by the way, during the Tampa Bay game that Kovalchuk and a couple other players from Russia? Yes, they were.
Oh, I don't know. They're players, or were they? Are they players, or are they like front office people?
I mean, they're scouting for the Russian team.
Yeah.
So they were in Tampa Bay looking at that Ovi game. I guess
I don't think they were scouting Ovechkin.
Maybe Orlov. They were looking at Orlov potentially.
Probably more likely Orlov. We're probably hoping for Samsonov to play.
Sammy. Oh, that's interesting.
But I don't imagine that they're doing a whole lot of scouting of Ovechkin.
But no.
They probably know what they're going to get from him.
They probably were hoping to see Sammy because Sammy had a shutout the game before, but Laviolette is still doing the 1A, 1B scenario, and they're just swapping games, as he feels necessary.
I think at the moment Vanacek is the number one. Yeah, and Samsonov is number two. But it's like you said, it's more like a 1A, 1B, maybe 1A, 1C kind of thing. Like there's a little bit more, that's a terrible way of putting it, but there's a little bit more of a gap, I think, in between them than there was originally. And that's not to say that can't be made up or that's going to change. I mean, that could change within the next week or so, just depending on how they play. But I think Vanacek right now is just playing really well, and there's no reason for them to not keep him.
I was a little surprised that Sammy didn't get the back-to-back starts because he did get that shutout. Was that Detroit on Friday? So I'm a little surprised he didn't get a chance. Arizona. He didn't get the Arizona game and then the Tampa Bay game since he did get a shutout against Arizona. They did go to the 1A, if you want to call them that, VTech for the Stanley Cup champion, defending Stanley Cup champion game. So that's interesting. But I wonder if that Russian team was there to either see Sammy play, see Sammy warm up. Because, I mean, Orlov, I would think, is an Olympian. I feel like he would make the team no matter what. Sammy, I think, is the only Russian who's kind of a question mark on whether or not he'd make the team.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's, I think even if Samsonov makes the team, he's not their starter.
No, I don't think so either.
So, which, still it's nice experience for him, but I don't think he plays.
Yeah, and I don't even think can't even be recognized as Russia still. I think they're still banned from the Olympics.
Still have the banning? Yeah, I can't remember.
For the illegal doping. But,
I mean, don't do that, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. All right. Anything else we should cover in Caps World?
I think that covers the notes for this week.
All right, good. So, hope everybody feels better. Hope we get Dowd back soon. Nice seeing these young guys come up. McMichael's close to getting his first goal. I really thought he was going to have it in Tampa, but
yeah, he got close on a couple. I was like,
he got very close. But hey, it's coming. I can feel it. It's coming. But that is it for what's going on in Caps World. Now let's go down on the farm. All right, everybody, here we go. We're going down on the farm. We are talking Hershey Bears and South Carolina Stingrays. Coach Dan, what's going on down on the farm?
Well, let's start in Hershey, where the Bears went 1-0-2 in the past week with an overtime win over Cleveland. They'll be back at it with 3 games before next week, starting on Friday on the road in Springfield before coming back home on Saturday to host Providence. No, that was terrible accent. Brandon, you do it.
Providence.
Providence.
No, that's just not being able to. That's like a dog saying it can't pronounce R's.
Providence.
Providence.
No, they can't pronounce R's up there.
They put R's in different places.
What? Oh, this is too confusing.
Yeah.
Anyways, who's playing? Hershey's playing. They'll be hosting at the Giants. They're hosting Providence. Then they host Springfield on Sunday for an afternoon game. I think that one's at 3 o'clock. Let's head down to South Carolina. The Stingrays, they played one game in the past week, losing to Greenville. Now they'll be back at it on Wednesday, hosting Greenville. It'll be the third game in a row. Before heading to Florida for a home over the weekend against Jacksonville. That's what's going on down on the farm.
If it ain't broke, why fix it? Let's just keep going up against Greenville.
Yeah, right. Apparently that's the case.
Why not? All right. Well, hey, go Bears, go Stingrays. Now let's go around the NHL. All right, everybody, here we go. We're going around the NHL and beyond. Lots of hockey stuff going on around the world. Coach Stan, what's going on around the NHL?
I feel like we have to say that like Buzz Lightyear. Speaking of which, did you see the trailer for his cartoon movie?
I did.
He's a person.
I thought it was fake. I mean, I was very confused by it. And then I'm like, no, it's legit. Pixar's really going for it.
I actually really enjoyed the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I am not showing the trailer to my kid, though, because he loves Toy Story, and he'll want to watch that, like, right now.
I'm a little sad that Tim Allen's not doing the voice.
Yeah. I mean, it's Chris Evans, so if Captain America wants to be the voice, I don't know if he wants to. He hired him for it.
It's a new generation. I get it, but
I don't know if it's that, because I don't know if he's supposed to be, like, first of all.
Oh, so he's just another Lightyear. He's not Buzz.
It's the backstory of a toy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm a little confused. So we'll have to see. It could make sense in the end. We're like, oh, it couldn't have been Tim Allen. That doesn't make sense. What if he makes a cameo as that Buzz Lightyear?
Yeah. I assume he's going to be making a cameo, but maybe it's not Buzz Lightyear. Maybe it's another Lightyear.
Anything's possible at this point.
I'm intrigued by the movie, though. I'm definitely looking forward to that.
We'll have to wait and see. But anyways, going back to the whole point of this conversation, we're going with around the NHL and beyond. Let's start with some good news, as Florida head coach Joel Quenneville resigned as head coach of the Panthers. Quenneville, who earlier this season lied about when he knew about the sexual assault on one of his players, he met with Commissioner Gary Bettman last week before his resignation was announced. Now, another person that was semi-involved in what happened was Winnipeg's GM Kevin Cheveldayoff. He was the assistant GM of the Blackhawks at the time. Now, he did not lose his job as a result of the role he played. He apparently was a part of one meeting where it was discussed and was told it would be handled. So he believed that his superior at the time was going to take care of it and that he didn't have to do anything.
And supposedly in his meeting, he was not told that there was an assault. He thought that there was like some text messages exchanged. He did not realize that there was an actual assault. So, I mean, that's his saying. That's what he's saying. So allegedly, that's what he knew. No word if he knew less or more than that.
Yeah, and he allegedly, I think he also made a comment earlier in this season or over the summer saying that he didn't know anything about it. No one's coming out of this looking great in terms of the people that should have done something.
Yeah. I kind of want to know what's going to happen with the head of the Players Association, because supposedly this was brought up to him as well, and he didn't do anything about it. And did Gary Bettman hear anything about it? Like, does it go that far up the chain?
Yeah, that would be interesting if it turns out that Bettman knew something.
But I know that the Players Association, the head of that fought Bettman during the lockout, that guy, he was told about it in an email or two, and he was aware of things going on.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll have to see. I don't think this thing is quite over yet.
Now, and we do have to say, since we talked last week, John Doe, he actually did come forward after we spoke last week. He did an interview with TSN. Kyle Beach is his name, and Got to give it up to him for being brave enough to come forward and share his story and talk about it. And I'm sure he's very comfortable in Germany right now playing for the club he's playing with, but I'm sure this is not how he thought his NHL career or dream job would end up. But he's making a bigger impact than he ever could have on the ice. So you have to give it up to Kyle for sharing his story and coming forward like he has, because he's definitely making a difference.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think anybody that can come out that during this day and age will talk about in such a public way, talk about something that happened to them that was so far beyond what's appropriate.
Right.
It's courageous, and I applaud him for coming out and just feel bad that kind of thing happened to him.
Yeah.
In other unfortunately similar news, Erin Skald, the wife of former Wilkes-Barre Scranton assistant coach Jared Skald, is set to file a lawsuit against Minnesota general manager Bill Guerin, formerly the assistant GM in Pittsburgh, Penguins owners Mario Lemieux and Ronald Burkle, and former Wilkes-Barre Scranton head coach Clark Donatelli. Donatelli allegedly sexually assaulted Erin Skald in a car during a road trip during the 2018 season. Now, she reported this information to Guerin at the NHL draft in 2019. Donatelli later resigned from Wilkes-Barre Scranton for personal reasons, or what the team said were personal reasons. But then Jared Skald was fired after the 2019-2020 season, allegedly due to cutbacks as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, which, to be fair, I can understand that aspect. A lot of teams, especially minor league teams, were going through a lot of financial difficulties at that point. But no one in the Penguins looks great right now that was involved in that situation. So it's another case of someone acting wildly inappropriate.
It's really unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. So more on that to come, I'm sure. I believe the lawsuit is going to be filed in the next few days. And then I'm sure there's more to come there. In some signings news, the Rangers signed defenseman Adam Fox to a 7-year, $66.5 million deal. Cap hit comes to $9.5 million. Toronto locked up defenseman Morgan Riley with an 8-year, $60 million deal. Cap hit comes to $7.5 million. In suspension news, Montreal's Cedric Paquette was suspended for 2 games for boarding Anaheim's Trevor Zegras. And New Jersey's PK Subban was fined $5,000 for a dangerous trip of Calgary's Milan Lucic. Is there ever a not dangerous trip? Like, anytime you trip somebody, it seems like you get hurt.
Whoops.
Kind of dangerous. I'm a little confused at this one. Is it more of a slash? I don't know.
And the way that he moved his leg, that's what was dangerous. It was so swift.
It was so quick and agile. Yeah. And finally, the IIHF has announced the location for the 2023 World Junior Championship. The tournament will be held in Russia in the cities Novosibirsk and Omsk. That's the news from the past week in the NHL and beyond.
Have you seen the logo for the World Juniors? The 2023 World Juniors?
Nope, but I'm going to look it up right now.
It's got a big bear on it. It's kind of cool.
It should.
Yeah.
That didn't show me the logo. Oh, wait. Oh, that's the juniors. That's the world. Okay. I like that one. I don't like that it kind of comes out of it doesn't matter. The little, circular rectangle looking thing. It kind of comes out of it a bit. But aside from that, I like it.
Yeah, I dig it. But here's the thing. I follow the Twitter account at IIHF_WJC. It's verified, and then it says, "Welcome to the official Twitter account of the 2023 World Junior Championship." 2022 hasn't happened yet. So don't you think that this Twitter account should be covering 2022 mostly? I don't know. I feel like they shouldn't
probably.
I don't think we should see the 2023 logo or even have the title of this Twitter account be 2023 World Juniors yet, because I think they should be prepping for 2022 here. But I don't know. That's just me.
I mean, that would make sense.
But I don't know. I love the World Juniors. I'm excited to see that tournament back again. I believe it's in Edmonton in 2022, and then they're going all the way to Russia for 2023. So that should be a lot of fun. Will we see Henrik Lapierre get the gold or the silver if he's up against the U.S. this year? We'll see. We shall see.
We will.
So, Coach Dan, is that it for today's show?
Yeah, buddy. That's news from the past week. I already did that bit.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it again because I don't think I can say. I actually thought I said it pretty well. I'm not doing it again.
All right. Well, hey, if you want to continue the conversation with Coach Dan or I, you can. It's real easy. All you have to do is tweet to either one of us. You can tweet to me at Brando Cash, and Coach Dan, where can people tweet to you at?
You can find me on Twitter at WTP Coach Dan, talking all kinds of. You know what? I'm actually not on Twitter as much, like tweeting. I find like it's harder and harder these days. I definitely use it for news a lot.
Yeah.
But I find that it's harder and harder to actually like have something interesting to say. Or when I'm watching games, because now little man's getting into hockey, and so it's like, I'm pointing stuff out to him. Which, did we talk about this on the air before, about how I watch games with him at night?
Yeah.
Like, I'll put
on
him down to
Hulu.
bed, and he goes, "Daddy, lay down," because he wants me to lay in his bed with him. Which, by the way, his bed's surprisingly quite comfortable to lay in. Like, I could definitely fall asleep in that thing. But then also, so I'll put on Hulu or ESPN. It's great. He loves watching hockey. Big Anaheim Ducks fan. I think mostly because they're an animal.
Don't get him that jersey.
Oh, and anytime he hears Ovechkin's name, like that, we were watching the beginning of the third period. He goes to bed kind of late. The beginning of the third period last night. And Beninati said Ovechkin, and then he goes, Ovechkin. He's all excited because he knows that name.
Nice.
So yeah, it's good. It's good. Once things are a little normal and he's a little older, I think it will take him to a game.
I think he could probably handle a Bears game at this point.
Nah, it's too long for him to sit still.
I don't know. If you take him in a teddy bear toss night, man, he would have a blast.
No, then I got to get him off the ice.
Why are you chucking your kid into the rink?
I'm not chucking him. He's going to be climbing over the glass to get to the teddy bears. But hey, if you've enjoyed the show, go ahead and check us out on Meta, apparently now, at facebook.com/whatthepuckpods, where we'll post when new shows are coming out, as well as all sorts of other interesting things related to the Washington Capitals, Hershey Bears, South Carolina Stingrays, Hershey Cubs from time to time, and anything else related to the wide world of hockey and beyond. That's facebook.com/whatthepuckpod. But Brandon, I was talking about the Bills, the Washington football team, but they happen to like a team based out of Baltimore that plays in the National Football League. Is there a particular podcast they should check out?
That's right. You can check out my Baltimore Ravens podcast called The Call. And we're going to have the Ravens, who always like to wear their purple jerseys, up against the other purple team, the Minnesota Vikings, don't you know? That's this game on Sunday. So that's going to be a fun one to watch because the Ravens should... I'm not even going to say it because every time I talk about it on this show, bad things happen. Mm-hmm. But you can check out my Ravens podcast called The Call. Download it wherever you download this show. Now, we do this show for free. You listen, stream, and download for free on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Player.fm, Overcast, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube. All we ask in return is for you to please spread the word about the show. Write us an Apple Podcast review, and then let people know on Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr and Pinterest and Instagram and Reddit and Snapchat and Twitch and TikTok, anywhere you're social on the web or with your phone. Say, I'm a Washington Capitals fan. I listen to What the Puck, and you should too. So let's look at those games until we talk again. We got 3 of them coming up. Caps are enjoying the sun in Florida right now. They got 4 days down south. And on Thursday, November 4th, the Caps will be in Sunrise, Florida, up against the Florida Panthers, who are killing it right now. You can watch that game on NBC Sports Washington. That game's at 7 o'clock. And then on Saturday, you get to see those beauty Blues, those W jerseys making their debut this year. Saturday, November 6th, up against the Flyers. That game's at 7 o'clock. You can watch it locally on NBC Sports Washington or regular NBC Sports nationally. Then the Caps have a day off, and then Buffalo comes to town. The Sabres. That game's at 7 o'clock on Monday, November 8th, and you can watch that game on NBC Sports Washington. All right, Coach Dan, Florida Panthers, man. They're a hungry young team. They're looking good. They're playing really well. That one could give the Caps a little bit of a headache here. But Flyers, Buffalo at home, those games should help them out a little bit, and they need to focus on that time at home because you look at the schedule, it's a lot of away games in November. So what are you thinking, Coach? How's this game against Florida going to pan out?
I think they need to win after the loss against Tampa. I think that need to come out, start strong in that game. Panthers going to be flying high. They got a great record, and I think they're due for a loss, and hopefully it's against the Caps. But yeah, like you said, November's rough. Most of their game, and they have 5 home games in November out of a total of 3, 6, 10, 15 home. A third of their games are home. So 2/3 of their games are on the road. And some of those road games, as they're heading out west, they're going to be in Anaheim, LA, San Jose, and Seattle. And
I'm excited to see
those
them in
games
Seattle.
are all back to back.
Oh yeah,
that actually works out nicely because the Seattle game, I don't have work that next week, so I can stay up late and watch that game. And then they also go. I thought they had another.
Yeah, then they go to
Maybe that's not until. Yeah, when do they go to Canada?
They go to Carolina and Florida to finish out November.
But that's not that far. Where's the Western Canada trip?
It's not in December.
I thought I heard that was coming up.
No, in January.
Never mind. It's not until March.
March.
The first full week in March,
So they got time to prepare for that.
Yeah. Okay. I must have misheard on the broadcast the other night. But yeah, no. But the the California road trip has been actually really helpful in the past, but it can also really kill you. So we'll see.
But also look at that. They have the West Coast trip, so that's a lot of travel. But right before then, they get to kick off that travel day facing the Penguins on the 14th. So you got your arch rival, and then you have to hop on a plane, travel across the entire country, and then play hockey over there. So this is a rough month for the Caps coming up.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting to see where they're at the end of this one.
But let's see what they can do up against Florida on Thursday. That's really going to be a telltale sign of what this team can do or wants to do this season. So a lot of tests coming up, and this one's going to be a good one. So make sure you're tuning in on Thursday. So that is it for the show this week. Everybody, say it loud, say it proud. Let's go, Caps.
This has been a production of Brando Cash Entertainment. Music by DJ Wolfman. Voiceover by Sarah Jacks. For more information, go to brandocash.com.